Well, hello there, sports fans. Welcome to this week's edition of Red Ray's Welding and Machining. Been busy here lately. Trying to get some few things caught up. About to get caught up on some stuff, though. But anyway, on this week's episode, we got to fix a trailer from Mr. Preston Pittman. Got an aluminum wheel, done some welding on and got it cleaned back up. Had a little side-by-side catch on fire. I don't think one of them son guns won't do some burning now. And I know doggone well it's something else, but I can't think of it right now, but you'll see it in a minute. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this week's episode. Remember to hit that like and subscribe and tell others about it. Kind of like to get a few more things going on, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it and see you in a little bit. Well, good morning there, sports fan. Down here in the shop, back on that little trailer there for Mr. Preston Pittman. Finally got started on it. So down yesterday, went on cut the pins for it and drilled holes in them and cut our little sleeve pieces. That's not the way I was gonna do it, but after I got it, they've done already welded this in here where that's done buckled on them one time. That's been welded in. So it really doesn't have enough room right there to do what I wanted to do to start with. I got to cut these off. I don't have to, kind of clean that up a little bit. Now these to me are the absolute best way to do a gate. They're a little, they're for your stabilizer arms on an 8-in Ford tractor. It goes up under the bottom down there, and the only thing goes on it is a stabilizer arm. I don't have one here in this shop, got one back here in the back shop, but they're short. I mean, that joint there is 1 inch, so you know that's how long they are. What I like to do is take them, just drill a hole in there and mount them there, and then you just take your regular little old clips right there, and there you go. It's quick and easy. All you got to do is drill a couple of holes in there, and you got your latch if those parts match up like that. But like I said, due to this angle being here, I didn't have the room for it, so we had to go back and go to the pin deal. So let me get this here cut off there, and we'll see if we can get started putting him back together. Well, alrighty. Got them a little chain on there where they won't lose that, because you know what'll happen. They're gonna end up losing that, but they can bend that around and get it out of the way or whatever, however they want to do it, don't matter with me. But anyway, we're gonna do the other side that way. We weld them a D-ring on the front and we'll have this job whooped. Darn GoPro ain't worth a flip by getting up close on something, but that's about as close as I can get to it there. But she welded there. Alrighty. I'm gonna tell you the truth. We got this little old job knocked in the head. Here we go. We got this little old job knocked in the head. I'm gonna pull it around there, run to the parts house, get him some little old pins to put in. I ain't worrying about chaining them. He drop them in there, the tailgate hold anyway, so it's up to him. He got to keep up with the pins. So, alrighty, that's about gonna wrap up this job. We'll see what we get into here in a little bit. Well, good Saturday morning there, sports fans. It's 5:01. Heading up here to the Dove field. Buddy of mine do a little bit of work for. He invited me to come up here today, so I'm gonna see how many shells I can waste. I ain't a real good shotgunner, so, but I like shooting, so we're gonna go up here and see how many shells we can waste. Maybe we can get lucky, get a few, enough we can sit down and eat a bite with. So anyway, when it gets a little bit lighter, get out there on the field, I'm have her set up. We'll see what we can do. Got a chance of rain. Actually it says rain from 6 to 12 today, so I don't know. We just have to find out. We'll wait and see what the day gonna bring. Well, all right there, sports fans, we out here in the Dove field this morning. We out here just hanging out with my buddy Mikey Duke right there and his dog. Well, don't worry, the dog ain't getting hot on my account. I can tell you that right now. Got a few birds flying this morning though. Got a lot of shooting going on, so we're gonna hang around and see what we get into. Maybe it'll heat up a little bit. Old sun coming up. It's finna heat up when that sun come up, I can tell you that right now. But anyway, let's see what's happening. I'm shooting blank.
Okay, come back here. Shooting blanks this morning, Brooke.
Well, as y'all can tell behind us here, I don't know how much longer we're gonna be out here. I figure it'd probably be long enough to at least get wet. But anyway, I've been trying to show y'all one, but they ain't flying all of a sudden. They ain't coming by me and Mikey over here, so we'll I figure I can make them come by here. I cut the camera off. You know how that goes.
No. Again.
He didn't make it this far.
He didn't make it this far.
Well, all right, sports fans, that ain't looking real good right in there. So Dove done kind of slacked up. We're trying to debate whether we're gonna make a run for the truck before that gets here or not. But anyway, we'll see. Well, good Sunday morning there, sports fans. We headed on into church. Try to get there, folks. Oh, I'm doing good. During clock in the den done got a little fast. I thought I was running a little bit behind, but try to get there for Sunday school, everything. So anyway, gonna be a busy day. I didn't film anything yesterday on my golf. I ended up a par number 1, birdied number 2, par number 3. Hit every shot like I wanted to on number 4, but still ended up with a bogey, so I was even. And then we run into a log jam. It took us about an hour and a half before we ended up just pulling out and swapping and jumping around behind foursome that was up there playing. And I don't know whether that was it. I was getting a little frustrated, and you lose your time and you lose your feel and stuff when you having to wait so long. We'd play a hole and have to wait, you know, 5 or 10 minutes before we could tee off on the next hole. So anyway, I played bad. I ain't using that for an excuse. Golf is a humbling sport, I can promise you. Like I said, I ain't using that for an excuse, but I end up shooting 77, so I'm pretty well out of the championship on that. So, but anyway, we're gonna go out there today. Who knows? I may shoot my record low score today and end up winning, or at least end up looking respectable in it anyway. But anyway, I hope y'all headed to church too, or going this morning. You know, I ain't using that for no excuse or nothing about it. I'll go ahead and say this. I won over on the front, number 10 and 11, both par 5s. I lipped out a birdie putt on 10, just plain out missed a birdie putt on 11. So, you know, then the rest of it kind of went downhill on the back. Even Scotty Scheffler don't win every week. And, but not that I'm comparing myself to him, other than we don't win every week. So, but anyway, it don't really matter. This is Sunday. We headed to church. This is the day that the Lord has made. Be glad and rejoice in it. Amen. So I hope y'all go to church. If you don't, do some kind of something to praise the Lord today, because this is the day that he has made. All right, love y'all. See you in a little bit. You know, I know it's kind of chopped up, and I keep thinking of things that I want to say. I've had people tell me, said, I just don't feel close to the Lord as I used to, and you know, and this ain't right, and you know, I don't feel like this, you know, and if you don't feel close to the Lord, guess who moved? It ain't God. God's the same place he's always been. He's been right there for you. All you got to do is go to him and ask him, talk to him, because he's there. I can promise you he is there. He ain't nowhere else. But if he ain't in your heart, then he ain't the one that moved. You the one that moved. You the one that got your heart in a spot that you don't have the Lord in it. I can promise you that. So, like I said, let me get backed in here, but I can promise you that. So, anyway, you seek him, you'll find him, and I can promise you, he'll always be there. He'll never let you down. I can promise you that. Now, a lot of things folks will say, oh, well, you know, I don't see why I ain't done that. I don't see why I ain't done that. Well, or allowed this to happen, or allowed that to happen. Here's the thing about it. He gave us freedom of choice. We got a freedom to choose what we do, what we say, what we think. So there you go. Most everything that you do, or everything that you do, I guess you could just about say, is a result of a decision that you've made. And I've tried to tell my children that whatever happens is a result of something, a decision that you made, or a choice that you made to do. You know, well, I fooled around that way, you know, and I don't know, whatever. Something didn't go right, or somebody didn't do something, but you made the choice to put yourself in that position. Now, I ain't sitting there telling you just draw back and just sit at the house where you know, want nothing going on, because you got to make decisions. You got to make the right decisions. You got to make sure that the people you hang out with are the right people. Because like the old saying goes, you sleep with the dogs, you're going to get the fleas. Yup, that's about right. Well, all right, let me get in here in Sunday school before I end up getting late and getting chastised for that. Well, all right there, sports fan. I'm hauling my whoop butt to the house. Did not play good today. We doubled up, played a match play and second day of the club championship. I ended up second in the senior division. Played terrible. That just all it is to it. It was pretty windy, but that didn't have nothing to do with it. If I was hitting the ball and the wind was blowing it, that was one thing, but it sucked. But anyway, but we got that out of the way and behind us, so we can get on with doing other things now. But I apologize. I just wasn't in much of a mood today to be doing no video and as bad as I was playing. I didn't want to show y'all how bad I could play. But I tell you, I shot a 84. The guy that won the just a regular men's last year shot a 85 today. So that still ain't no consolation to me, because I know darn well I can shoot better than a 84, even with the wind like it was. But anyway, here, there, yonder, that's gone over and done with. Put your losses behind you. Look to the future for the wins. Well, good Monday morning there, sports fan. You know, last week was busy, great day in the morning, we were busy. So I'm sitting here thinking, I said, well, I ain't got a lot going on this week that I can tell as of yet. Pull up to the shop. Got a wheel sitting there. Fella got a crack in it. I told him, man, it's just on the edge now. It's more on the bead, because I ain't welding anything. It's got a, I mean, it's just got to hold airs out what that's gonna be on right there. So I ain't got to worry about, I ain't weld on nothing. It's got to be, have any structural integrity on that, on no tire. And then a fella called me about the time I got here, said he's got a key hung in a shaft, pump shaft that he can't get out. So he's on his way over here with that. So it's Monday morning, we got 2 things already, but we just had to bow up and get it. Well, all right, that sports fans, I told you about that pump. Guy brought it in, this shaft. Well, let me turn it where you can see it. This shaft, you see the key broke off in it right there and sheared. And I told him I felt like that pump was pretty tight. So I didn't have room to get in there, so I was gonna have to pull the shaft. But as you can see, that is down in there right here. Something has happened to that and got it pulled down in there. I found some metal shavings, and that's got a nick out of it. And I know it's hard to tell with that light, but anyway, it's that's what it is. So I called him. He gonna come look at it. We're gonna make a decision from there. I know that one's not that way. There's a little burr fragment down in that, and that's all out of shape right here. So you can see that's down in there. So anyway, we're gonna let him come look at it, and we'll make a decision then whether this is what we're gonna do or not. I'm gonna say not. All right, here's what we got on that wheel. Look like you hit a curve or something, or just kind of bent it right there a little bit. First thing I'm gonna do is check and see how round it is right there. Make sure the bead will seat back on it. All right, we got this, I don't know what you call this thing, contour gauge or something, but they pretty handy. Take that thing, push it down. Now you got the contour of the wheel. Let's set it up here. You see the gap in there? Thing kind of bent. So first thing I need to do is get that out, because if I don't, it won't never seal that bead on the edge of that wheel. All right, after a few licks with a rawhide hammer, I hope y'all can see through there or not, I don't know. Try to get that on the easy wheel. It's just a taste, but it's she's pretty close now. We'll burr all that there out and see what we can do with it. Like I said, all this is gonna do right here is seat the back side of that tire. So we ain't really worried about if it was anything in here or in here on the, there ain't no way I'd fool with it. All right, I went to Miss Google because I know some of y'all gonna end up saying, well, you should have used this, you should have used that. I asked what was the best filler rod to weld 18-wheeler wheels with. And the answers come back as 40-43, 53-56, or 49-43. I use 53-56, been using it for years. It's a good versatile aluminum TIG rod that you can weld about anything with. And to be honest with you, I really hadn't welded with anything else because of that. Because when I learned how to do it, that's what they said you use. And that was back in the 70s. So I just always have used it. But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna weld it with, 53-56. All right, I just got some that regular dissolvable alcohol right there. How you say that? Go ahead and get this washed down. Get these rods cleaned up. Rod straight out of the box. It's got that on it. So, all right, we're gonna see if we can get finished setting up here and get ready to weld this. All right, I apologize. Darn battery went dead on that thing, but we got that all welded up. I'm gonna let her cool a little bit. Try to get her ground down and slicked off there and polished up. Call him and tell him it's good to go, I hope. I guess you're looking at that right, but anyway, I think she come out pretty slick. Everything, I made sure that everything was fluid in there before I daubed any wire anywhere to make sure everything good and solid. So she back clean and solid. Like I said, we'll get her polished up, and ground down, and slicked up, and see how she works out from there. All right, sports fan. I don't know how much you can tell off of this GoPro, but it's she's pretty smooth. Here's a gauge. Remember we took that to start with and set it over here and got our gauge set. Excuse me. So I got her knocked out that back pretty round. We got her all welded up. That feels smooth right there. I believe she'll work. Alright, sports fan, we rolling on a call. Got a fire up here, got a side by side or something on fire up here. Done been dispatched to. That book bear burning too now. So what I can't do, ain't nothing I can do with it. I don't have any way to put it out or anything. So waiting on the fire department to get here. There ain't nothing we can do about this, so ain't nothing at all we can do about this. So anyway, she back gone. So see oil down here, something was leaking off on it or whatever. So anyway, yeah, anyway, let me get off of this thing. All right, right, that bike got this thing here whooped. So, see them bullets going off in there, but I believe they got it cooled off now. Get a little grass put out. Gosh, full swing, there she is. Everything is flammable guns. In case y'all ever wonder what one looked like without all the other on it. Well, all right there, sports fans. That's going to wrap up this week's edition of Red Ray's Welding and Machining. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little something out of it. And be sure to hit that like and subscribe, and tell others about our channel and what all we got going on here. And like I said, we got this planning on next week, getting back on that old gal right there. I think we about got everything caught up where we can get back on it a little bit. So anyway, y'all be careful, stay safe, go to church on Sunday. See you next time.